Happy Sunday, sweet friends. I am on my way back home. I have been in Florida since I just drove down on, let's see when, Friday morning, early Friday morning. I woke up and left our house at 4:30 and I drove to Daytona Beach for a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. So my dear sweet friend Michelle, who I've known since first grade, her parents are Lowell and Stella, and her brother BJ. I've talked about them before, and even last fall in October, Stella and Michelle came to visit. I posted some pictures of them. But on Friday, Michelle it's called an investiture. I didn't really know what that is. And I'm hoping I use this rare word correctly, but she was sworn in as a judge. And I have to tell you, I have never been to one of those ceremonies before, and it was so moving. And I have to tell you, I was smiling so big the entire time. I didn't cry, but there were a lot of people who were emotional about this experience and listening to people like the state attorney talk about Michelle. Michelle has worked for the state attorney's office, and I hope I get this right, Michelle, for over 25 years. I think it's 27 years. And the heart that she has for the part of the law that she worked in is quite remarkable. And so we already knew that Michelle was amazing, and there were a couple of high school friends that were there. And after it was all over with, like we said to each other, we really did know that she was the most precious, amazing, hardworking, thoughtful, kind, smart person. But then to hear how she used her gifts in her work, not surprising, but then just made you so in awe of just the wonderful person she is. And again, I left there, my cheeks were so sore from smiling so big the entire time. And with her permission, I haven't really had a chance to talk to her since then. With her permission, I'm going to post some pictures, so be looking for those. But anyway, I'm driving home today, and I'm just thinking about this quick trip to be a part of that for her. And again, I think it was more for me than it was for her in a lot of ways, just because I love it when something just touches my soul. Anyway, and I'm so grateful for her and for their family and for how they've always loved me and my family. It's just one of those things where God just places people in your life, right? And so sweet. But then also, I had the opportunity to just spend time with my sister and my mom, and my brother is buying a house, and I got to go see the house that he is buying. And I was walking with my sister yesterday morning, and I just said to her, I just gave her like the biggest hug. And it was like this trip was kind of unexpected. I decided to do it at the last minute, and I just told her, I said, this is the trip that I didn't know that I was going to take, that I also didn't know that I needed so much. I needed to see my friend, who, and I didn't say this, she applied, I don't know if even that's the right word, to be a judge 4 or 5 times, and it's a huge process. And I remember the first time she called me, which was a couple of years ago, and said that she was going to be doing that. And we had the conversation, and she wore an I Can Do Hard Things shirt underneath I think I'm telling the story right, Michelle. You'll have to tell me, because it's been a couple of years since she applied the first time. But she wore an I Can Do Hard Things shirt to help her just be able to do hard things. And she had to apply several times and wasn't going to apply this last time, but the people who she worked for or worked with really encouraged her to do that. So another part of this story is that she never gave up. And it's the perfect time for her right now. And to see her children just be there and love on her and her sweet husband and mom and anyway, and BJ and his sweet wife, it just very touching and very moving for me. So again, just the trip I didn't know I needed, but I did. And I'm so grateful to have been a part of that and to spend time with my mom and my sister and to see my brother. And so I'm just reminded of, take the trip. Take time out. Even if it's for just a short, tiny little window, it's meaningful. And the people in your life are the people who mean the most. So I'm grateful for that. So anyway, I'm on my way home and I'm listening to just the things that I love to listen to on a Sunday morning, which is I listen to some sweet little scripture and some different people who I love who teach just principles of the gospel that just are meaningful to me. So I hope that you have a sweet and beautiful Sunday today and that you take a moment to rest and to renew. I love you, and I'm just going to remind you to be stronger every day. Know that you can do hard things. Remember, everything is figure-outable. And most importantly, have hope. Love you, friends.